Wall Hanger TV is presented by Savage, where better comes standard. Reconics, see what you've been missing. Federal Premium, every shot counts. Indian Hill Outfitters, Pike County, Missouri. Old South Dog Boxes, your next custom dog box. Wall Hanger Pedestals, customize your next trophy.
Dropping them wall hangers, you know hunting runs through my blood. Whether it's setting decons for pintail, slinging leaded whitetail bucks, making homemade blinds, hunting gobblers, or snagging gators on 12-aught hooks. You know, I'm proud to say the Lord made me this way to hunt for Him down here in the woods.
Getting the old trusty thermos together for an all-nighter. It's kind of fun. You're in your mid-30s and you do a old school kind of a teenage move on a deer hunt. Had to work all day today, and it's about 6:30, I guess, close to 7. We're fixing to pull out now and head to Missouri to Indian Hill for a gun hunt this weekend. Tomorrow we'll be in Missouri. Good Lord willing. Well, it's time for me to head back to Indian Hill Outfitters in Pike County, Missouri, and we got a lot of history here. We've hunted here for several years, but one of the coolest things about it, last time we hunted this for Dana and myself, we were both bow hunting. This time it's gun season and we're heading north. Hey, you think Daddy's gonna kill the big buck in Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah?
12 points.
12 point. Hey, what we gonna do when we get him back home?
Eat deer meat.
Eat deer meat. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, huh?
Eat deer meat. Eat deer meat.
Eat deer meat.
Chad is on his own for this trip. He's bringing Tyler with him. Me and Caden are staying at home, so he's fixing a haul butt to Missouri for a quick hunt.
Well, we made it. Drove all night. The sun's up. It is a beautiful day. I think they had to suffer through some bad weather the last couple of days, but we're on the tail end of this front and there's snow everywhere. Just talked to Joe. It's still 8-something this morning. We're probably only about 30-45 minutes from camp, so we're about to get us a little breakfast, roll into camp, get cleaned up, change clothes, and head in the woods and try to get a Missouri buck. Just rolled into Indian Hill and I see a buck in the back of the buggy already, so that's a good sign.
Man, you already killed one?
Hell yeah.
Bring it to Missouri with?
With the truck on
All right,
the way
man.
up. What's up, bud?
How you think that deer? That's one of them Benny Wood bucks I've been chasing for 2 years.
Really? It's a good deer.
How you doing, Chad? How's your season going, man?
You know, to be able to go and deer hunt Indian Hill, they pretty much have everything you're looking for. There's open fields and agriculture. They got the stand placement set up. You got timber, you got rolling hills. So for a deer hunter, this is a paradise to be able to go hunt.
And there's a lot of things I love about Indian Hill, but one, it's more of a deer camp than an outfitter, which is always nice. I mean, there's always people in camp, but they've got 9,000 acres to hunt on this place. So a lot of times you may be on a farm with somebody else, but sometimes you may have a whole farm to yourself. And it's just really cool because they've got enough land with few enough people that they can move people around, and you're usually hunting deer that aren't very pressured. And even though, you know, they bow hunt, we're kind of toward the tail end of the rut and it's getting kind of toward the tail end of deer season. If the weather's right, you're gonna have success. And with us on this trip, I'm really excited because I'm here with one goal in mind, that's to get a mature buck. I made it into camp. Getting a little snack, about to hit the woods. Talked to some of the guys here, they said the deer's been moving pretty good, so we'll see. We're on the way to the stand, just got here a couple hours ago and heading out. Joe, the wind changed around today. It's gonna actually let us get into the same stand that Ranger and Chris were just at here last week. And Ranger actually missed a really good buck. His bow actually got knocked off some kind of way, but we won't have that problem tonight when it comes to a bow getting smacked. But we're gonna head in there early. It's still midday, but man, it's still cold, and the snow's still on the ground. And I'm pretty dead-gum excited because talking to all these other guys, they say the deer are really moving well, and they say they should be on the standing corn. So we about to go give her all we got.
What we were hoping is right. We made it to where we want to be. We're looking straight down a fence row. The other end of this cut corn is where we're at. And the wind is dead in our face. So we fixing to slip down here and get in the blind.
Wall Hanger TV is brought to you by B&W Trailer Hitches, innovative towing products made in the USA, and by Redneck Hunting Blinds. Give yourself the redneck advantage.
We don't get that Louisiana much. This is a really surreal place back here. It's very, very quiet. What little wind we do have is in our face. We just really getting settled down. It's still midday. We just got the Savage loaded. Got a button buck in the corn feeding. We actually seen a rack buck in a timber cruising and saw a couple does bumping around back there too. So there's bucks on their feet. These deer moving early today. I got a really good feeling we can get it done in here. This is the exact same stand that Chris and Ranger had that encounter with that big deer. I guess we'll have to play cleanup batter and come in behind them and get a deer out of this spot. But I can tell you that was a big deer that Ranger shot. He's still in here. But that's not the only buck in here. There's a lot of other good deer in here too. Super excited, man. Very seldom have I ever got a chance to gun hunt the North or the Midwest when the rut was still this happening and the front was this hard. They said they haven't had snow like this in 20 or 30 years this time of year, this early, so hopefully that's a good thing. We can make it happen. Yeah. I guess he's doing it a little bit.
Well, the first hunt's down, and I didn't get a crack at that big buck that Ranger got to swing and a miss at, but they're here. And we've seen a few deer. It was actually a little slow, but I'm not sure if maybe that front moving through has got them a little shaky, or you never know, man. No matter how predictable deer are, they're still unpredictable. So the good thing is the wind's moving a little bit, the weather's changing a little. We got a whole new game plan for the next day. Well, first morning in Missouri, getting ready to head out. It's probably 4:30 in the morning. It's supposed to be decent weather today, pretty cold, it's in the 20s. Got a decent night's sleep last night, so about to get our britches on and get it on.
I saved the Thunder Ridge or in case.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Deer camps on, people's blowing out here everywhere. We got us a plan, got a stand that we've never been to, we got a bottle we fixing to go in. Just went over with Dane, kind of got an idea where it's at. It's actually on this farm. We're gonna take our buggy back from here. Just trying to make sure I got a good grip on where we're going so we're not wandering around in the dark. Of course, with that Savage, I could just go park the buggy in a field somewhere, and I got a pretty good stand.
First morning, Missouri. It's absolutely beautiful this morning. There's supposed to be some clouds moving in. It's just a tad hazy. The stars were still out when we got in the stand this morning. We just picked a location that's got a lot of activity this time of year. I mean, the rut's still going. These bucks are still cruising, so it's kind of like a bow hunting mentality. You know, we got in here and got after them. There's some spots out on the open that we could have took advantage of the long range with the Savage, but where these bucks are kind of holding up tight, and this thick cover and this bottom behind us is pretty thick. I'm pretty excited this morning. The snow's still hanging in here. It's probably going to melt some today, but It's gonna make for a beautiful set.
It didn't take long after daylight. I knew we were in a good spot. We were going to set it out the day if we needed to. This is a morning or evening spot. There's nothing to eat in here. I mean, I'm sure there might be a few acorns in the ground under the snow. Every deer that we're seeing is cruising. We're seeing a couple bucks on their feet, and we're already seeing some deer moving through this thicket below us, which is right where we want them to be at. We're above them, the wind's in our face. It's going to be a good morning, and you got a sneaky feeling that we're fixing to make it happen.
On this particular hunt, they are seeing a lot of deer, a lot of bucks. There's snow on the ground, and I'm actually kind of jealous to have that much deer activity and movement and snow on the ground. That makes for a beautiful hunt.
Got a buck right there. Got a deer right below us in this thicket. I just seen a glimpse of horns. I can't tell what he is. I think he's a pretty good buck.
Seen some movement and knew that it was a buck working a scrape line, and I'm just needing to get a glimpse of his body enough to know whether he's a shooter or not.
Yeah, it's a good deer. That's a real good deer.
Well, this buck was actually cruising through the thicket and was turning, kind of going across the creek to go up on the ridge on the other side or either flank down the edge of it.
Can you see the deer? Can you see the deer?
He's quartering away, he stopped in a perfect spot, and there's nothing like sending that bullet screaming down through the timber early in the morning like that. And just watching him fall on his tracks. And to be honest with you, this is the type of morning I don't even want to get down. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the hunt for a little while, then go put my hands on this buck.
Just what we thought. It started getting daylight in here, and we're like, man, these two thickets right on each side of us, that's where these deer are gonna travel. He was just running that creek bottom just like we thought. I think he was gonna either keep going below us or cross over. I just grunted at him to stop him, and it was perfect, man. He just dunked him in his tracks, man.
Wild Hanger TV is brought to you by Hunter's Cloak, Rut Rouser, Drive 'em Buck Wild, and by QAD Ultra Rest. For over 25 years, Quality Archery Designs has set the bar in arrow rest technology. Made in the USA and built with a lifetime warranty, the Ultra Rest gives you full arrow containment and guaranteed flawless operation every time. Focus on the shot, let QAD take care of the rest.
We just made it down. I just took off some of this gear because we're gonna have to come back toward this stand to get some of this stuff picked up, but we're actually gonna, kind of the way this hill falls off, we're gonna make a little loop and get down to that buck. I can't see him from here, but he's down in this thicket. We were up on that ridge. You can see how thick this is and how many deer tracks there are in there. Look, even though we have a gun that'll shoot 400 yards, sometimes that might not be the best way to go about killing your deer. Just because you got a rifle, you can still kind of gun hunt like you bow hunt. You can still kind of get a little aggressive and go in there after these deer.
One of the big keys to success here was one, Indian Hill, having the deer, having a location where they knew the deer were at, and two, like I said earlier, not being aggressive, even though we had a rifle and could shoot for 400 yards, going in after these bucks where we knew was going to be a pinch point, where we knew with the rut activity and the weather that we felt like we would be in the game. And then when it comes time to make the shot, not being scared and being confident in your ability to put the bullet where it needs to go.
All right, y'all. We had to drag this puppy out of them woods a little bit. And you were looking at my first Missouri buck. Wasn't sure what we had till we got down here. I mean, we knew it was a good mature buck. Wasn't sure what kind of horns he's had. He's dark, he's heavy. He's got 5 on this side, but he don't have that extra 4 on there. It makes him a 9, but he's got a little extra junk on the bottom. Some of that I might have to count because Caden said I was gonna kill a 12 point, so we might have to get him up to a 12. But Indian Hill Outfitters, man, the rut, I think it's a little past lockdown, which is good because these bucks are cruising again. That's what we've been seeing. They've knocked down a lot of good bucks over the past week. Killed a good one yesterday or the day before.
And just thank God, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful cold front. This is a beautiful place at Indian Hill. It's even extra beautiful right now with all the snow. A real early snow for this time of year, but it's got these deer moving. And they got so much land here, man. You're able to kind of move and around and kind of whatever the wind's doing and what the deer seem to be doing, they got places they can put you to try to cut them off. And really good place to go, Pike County, Missouri. Tags are over the counter. We was able to buy them on our way up the other day, and just had a great hunt, man. Indian Hill Outfitters strikes again.
Well, I knew if the weather was good, he'd get it done because he just can't stand to stay away from me and Caden that long.
Hold 10 point. No, he's a 9 point, I think. He was down in that bottom below us.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. Hey, that's my first Missouri buck, dude.
It is?
Yeah.
We've had him on camera, Dean, haven't we? He's old. Old, so that's the one that you saw the other night bow hunting? Look at his neck on it.
I don't know. I could see his head and all. I seen him lip curl out from underneath the limb one time. And when I seen his face and all that, I said, that's a shooter. So Indian Hill, they're loaded with bucks. We're gonna be going back this year. Chris and Ranger and them have killed a lot of deer off this place. If you're looking for a good central location, this is on the Mississippi River. The tags are over the counter. Contact these guys, they'll hook you up. They're gonna be very honest with you. They've got genuine guys that run this place. They're hunters just like me and you. And we'll be back. And whether it's bow hunting or gun hunting, it's a phenomenal place to go and experience the woods as a whitetail hunter. Wall Hanger TV is brought to you by Sportsman's Guide. Nobody sells more, nobody sells them for less. Huge selection from all the top brands, Guide Gear, Boulderton, X-Stand, Muddy, River's Edge, and more, all for the best price. Visit sportsmansguide.com today and see why they're the place to go to get where you want to be outdoors. And by Sonoran Desert Institute. Sonoran Desert Institute can help you turn your passion for firearms into a successful career. Learn firearm-specific course topics from home with hands-on lab materials shipped to your door. SDI's online course topics include shooting sports management, muzzleloader building, scope mounting, woodworking, and much more. Visit sdi.edu to learn more. Hey guys, on one of the last Savage segments we showed you, I actually went through on how to adjust the length of pull with the AccuFit system. Today I'm going to show you on something that's just as important but a little different piece of it, which is going to be how to adjust your comb height. Your comb height basically is where your cheek rests on your rifle. This is a Model 110 by Savage. It's actually a 270 caliber, which is a very popular whitetail caliber and big game caliber. And naturally, anytime you're working on any rifle, the only way you can make sure it's unloaded is to take the clip out and make sure the bolt is back in the rifle. That's the only way that you can securely feel like this gun doesn't have a bullet in the chamber or in a clip. So just like when you adjust the length of pull spacers, you still have a Phillips head screwdriver that you're going to just insert right into the back of the butt of your gun. If all you're doing, if your only goal is adjusting your comb height, you actually don't have to pull them completely out. You can still access it, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and pull the spacers off for the length of pull. Now this whole comb brace slides back and up. That's all there is to it. Now you'll see in front of me here, this is the two kits that come with this Savage rifle. This has got everything you need for your comb height and for your length of pull adjustment. So this is a lot taller comb riser, which is designed to fit this cheek. So let's insert this in here, which the exact opposite way you pull it off. Give yourself a little bit of slack, go straight down, and then straight forward until it snaps in place. What I tell people on how to do is close your eyes. Sit down here, close your eyes, and get comfortable like you're shooting this rifle, looking down range, and set your cheek on your riser. And when you open your eyes, whatever you're looking at is going to tell you if you're too high on the scope mount and your eye relief is too low, this needs to be shorter. It's like with me, I'm going to relax, take a deep breath just like I'm firing down range, open my eyes. For me, this riser is extremely too high. I'm better off with the one that we originally had on here, which is what I have on my riser. But different people have different shapes. Women can shoot these guns and adjust it strictly for them. Savage supplies all the tools that you need to be able to do this, to be able to adjust it and take the time to do. Sure, anybody can fire any rifle, but to be accurate and to be comfortable and to be consistent requires being comfortable. Not only does it give you the confidence to take a shot, but to be honest with you, as sportsmen, it makes us more ethical, which is going to be the overall goal. Wall Hanger TV is presented by Savage, where better comes standard. Rayconics, see what you've been missing. Federal Premium, every shot counts. Indian Hill Outfitters, Pike County, Missouri. Old South Dog Boxes, your next custom dog box. Wall Hanger Pedestals, customize your next trophy.